Namaskar, Guruji. I apologize for coming in late today. I was running late. Um, I had another engagement that ran over a little bit, but um, I want to talk a little bit about chapter 3 and about karma yoga. Um, when Krishna talked about the two pathways, karma yoga and also being a sadhu. And the karma yoga is probably more available to most of us. And you rightly remember that in the past, before we start studying the Gita with you, Guruji, I always, when I understood karma yoga I understood it that in order for you to follow the values of karma yoga, you should be a very stoic person. You should not have any feelings. And that always bothered me because I couldn't imagine how you could do that because feelings is a big part of your life, right? And then as we are studying with you, I understood it from a different perspective, and I want to share that. And this is more of my journey that I want to share rather than I want to check with you, Guruji, if I'm getting it right. So, what my understanding is first of all, knowing good from bad, knowing what is right and what is wrong. And the second part of being a good karma yoga is your mindset, how we see things, how we, once something happens, how we understand it within ourselves, um, how we make sense of events that come to us. And so for example, if something happens to us, the way we judge that, or when we interact with a person, the way we judge that, are we judging them in a negative light, or are we looking at the positive aspects of things that happen to us, or people that, events or stimuli that we encounter on a day-to-day basis? Having a caring and helpful perspective with the people around us, being responsible, meaning that when we have something that we need to do, we feel we are responsible for it and we do a responsible job. Having a positive attitude about life. Feeling like we're the protector of things around us and people around us, having a helpful rather than a hurtful way of interacting with the world. In, I think the last 15 years, about the last 15 years, there was a saying in the US that in a way to get people to be good to each other, they would say, when you're thinking about something or when you want to do something, you ask yourself, what would Jesus do? And to me, that was very enlightening, because to me, it's like, okay, if somebody, and I consider Jesus Christ as a very lorn, very caring, very good person. So if you kind of follow that idea of, if you think back, what would Krishna do? Right? And how would you have, so basically what it says, guide you by the principles of dharma, right? So that's how I interpreted that. And and Guruji, last week or was it Tuesday, you talked about something that really resonated with me. You talked about how we treat our body and the idea of our body is given to us and we are caretakers of our body and how we treat our body. And it's funny, my daughter is visiting today and we were talking about that. She's she's here with me today. But what I'm thinking also, it comes back to, first of all, self-care, and how, because of our Atma, the idea, I am Ishvara, right? So when you think of all these things I'm talking about, applying it to ourself first. And once we are able to see and understand ourselves, this is not something that I think is an easy thing I'm talking about. This is a lifetime thing. And for the rest of my life, I will, we will all work to get to that. But it doesn't, some of us are farther along in this journey than others. I feel like I am just baby steps now. But being able to do that first, being able to understand ourselves and caring for ourselves first. And then after we have that caring for ourselves, we're able to do this for everybody else. So, and also finally, I think, when we do our job, whatever we decide to do, each of us have our own um, job that we do, or life skills or life responsibility, doing it in a responsible manner. And again, it goes back to not look at what the end result is, but doing it in a manner that is that, within your dharmic or dharmic philosophy, and also being responsible to do it. So these are the things I am thinking about, and I am getting from chapter 3 especially, and also from your explanation, Guruji. And please let me know if I'm on the right track, or what you can tweak for me, because as I go along, it's refined, it gets refined more and more. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys about my understanding of chapter 3, the beginning parts of chapter 3.
Yeah, thanks, Anjali. Thanks for your that beautiful explanation, and very close to your heart, psychology being your subject, and so probably third chapter also resonated with you quite a bit. And yeah, so because we cannot control situations, we are told to control situations. We are taught as a child to be in control of things, and somehow, and I think in parallel we have to also tell them, you have to teach them responsibility, accountability, and all that on the one side, and initiative, all that is important, planning, all that is important. And on the other hand, now after everything is done, how are you going to deal with situations? So that's where karma yoga just comes, and then just like a shock absorber, and it just comes, and so what is karma yoga? I think you explained it, so that you've got you've got the what would Jesus do? So what would a good person do? What would Swamiji do? I would often ask that question. In this situation, what would Swamiji tell me to do if I were to approach him? Those are the questions I would ask. And so that's right. So that's how do I deal with the situation? What do I do next? All that is based on dharma, based on my own duties and the situation, the life station that I'm in. And then we have to bring, of course, we have to bring Ishvara here completely. Our appreciation of God is so important in Karma Yoga. And so I begin to see that not a leaf shakes by without his command. Like that, we've heard the statement. Okay. That means what? It is not like God is sitting up there and then deciding everything about every tree and every leaf, every human being, every insect. And I see I see the lizard going that side. Oh, he's deciding where the lizard should go. Not like that. That when the wind is moving, that wind is Ishvara, that wind is Bhagavan, and the laws that operate, that decide when it is windy, when it is not windy, and when this wind comes, what happens to the tree, what happens to the plants, what happens to you, what kind of feeling you have when the wind hits you. All these things is all the laws. The entire law is not separate from Bhagavan, from Ishvara, from God. So our vision now is changing. Our vision of God is changing. Correct? You can't tell this to a Christian. The Christian will say you're cranky. Correct? Yeah, because you're saying God is here. Wind is God, tree is God, I am also God. This body is also God. If I say, the Christian cannot handle that. So yeah, once you bring that entire vision here, then for you, God is right in front of you. If you, at least if you can't say I am God, you can say God is in front of me at least. Right here in my house, in the food, He's there. Yeah, He's there. The plants are there, the workers are all God's only. If I look like that, then I connect to the entire cosmos, the entire humanity, and I will not take these unpleasant experiences, sad events, etc. will not make me that sad. Think about it. It will not make me that sad
That
because
is
it's
true.
all happening. It's all the laws are operating. Nobody is targeting me. Nobody is specifically targeting me. And no, that's not possible. Therefore, I'm free. I'm not specifically targeted. I see that here in India. I see a lot of people, the way they respond, I immediately say, my God, look, without studying Bhagavad Gita, they have that vision with them. And they don't think they are persecuted, targeted, and like that. They don't take it personally at all. They don't take it personally. This taking it personal is a big problem we have. And so that they don't have. I've seen it. So yeah, thanks, Anjali. Appreciate your time. I think you're doing really good.
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji.